Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Entertainment Enthusiast. And for today's show, I am going to be providing you my review of Roadhouse, the 2024 reboot that was just released last week, starring Jake Gyllenhaal. And I did a trailer reaction for this a while back, and I was not pleased with the trailer. I pretty much eviscerated it. I'll just say that. And then lately I've been getting asked questions about what did I think of the reboot, and I'm like, I didn't see it. So last night I watched it. So the question I got to ask, I was like, that I put in the description, is it time to be nice or is it time to not be nice? After watching that movie, it's time to not be nice. I'm sorry. I did not like what I watched last night with this movie. But before I get into the bad parts about this, I'm gonna get into the stuff I liked, and then I'm just gonna go into my bad parts. I like Jake Gyllenhaal. I like him as an actor. He's got the personality, all that good stuff. I liked him in other stuff. And yeah, I mean, again, I liked him in this, but me liking him, did that really change my view on this? Did his performance really make me want to, this is actually not bad? No. So, but yeah, I liked him in this. And the other part I liked was they had a barrier to protect the band. Yeah. I think that was really the only two parts out of this entire movie that I liked. Jake Gyllenhaal, and that they had a barrier. Yeah. Okay. So that's essentially the parts I liked. Now to get into the gritty of this. This movie sucked. I'm just gonna say it. Like, this is not Roadhouse. If you liked it, that's great, but don't go saying this is the greatest movie ever. The original Roadhouse, it was enjoyable. I had fun watching this. I did not have any fun watching this new one. I just, from the open name, everybody knows who he is. Like, having him have a first name, Elwood. No. The whole point is he's just known as Dalton. He doesn't have a first name, and to give him one in this one, it's just like, no. And also, everybody knows who he is because he was they gave him a background. Oh, he's a former UFC fighter that lost it, and now he's just doing stuff in the underground. No, that's what made the character so great in the 80s version. You knew about him, but you didn't know about his back history, which led to the allure of him. The enigma. He was an enigma. You didn't know who he was, and that's fine, because everybody says, I thought you'd be taller. And he goes, I that is not the first I've heard of that. You just knew that he was just, as Tillsman called it, like the best damn cooler in the business. And that's the whole point of him. Like, you just knew, you just didn't know a lot about him, and that's what makes that character so much better than the Gyllenhaal character, because you already know he's a UFC fighter and he's got a fighting background. And it's just like, and that's just to give him a background. No, that's just that. I didn't like that they just got lazy and they didn't name the location that he has to protect. Oh, it's just called Roadhouse. Get it? No. The double deuce, because it's a name. You got to give something a name, or I don't know. I'm gonna be sleeping on a boat called The Boat. That's just lazy writing. Like, come on. Like, no. Like, that's what made it. Like, again, it's like everybody's like saying you can't compare the two. Actually, you can, because it's called Roadhouse. If this had been any other movie not named Roadhouse, yeah, it probably would have been better and wouldn't have been getting as much criticism as it has been for being just a complete rehash of the original. And yeah, I mean, it was that's what it was. It was just a rehash, but they just did it in a different location. They try to make it ooh, let's change the visuals. Nothing. No, it was the same story, and I was bored 30 minutes in and all of this. Like, no, 5 minutes in, I was already bored with this. Like, no, like, a not naming it Double Deuce. Everybody's like, oh, the fight scenes were good. No, they weren't, because I noticed CGI in every single fight scene. I'm like, come on, we're in the 20th century, and you have to use CGI for your fight sequences? Like, no, come on. Like, there's so many better ways to film fighting. Like, there's clearly some blatant CGI, especially with when Dawn was fighting Knox, which is the Conor McGregor character. I'm not even gonna get into him. He was dumb. It was a pointless character. No point for him. Like, his mouth sounded like David Beckham if he was high on something. No, like, no. Like, but I mean, I'm not gonna get it. He was terrible, but that's for another story. But no, like this the fight you can do so many better fight sequences. That go get the John Wick the guys. They can do some good fight sequences without having to rely on CGI. Like, this is the first time I saw a fight scene that had CGI in it, and it made me like repulsed. What am I watching? It took me out of it. This scene, I'm like, okay, clear, this isn't a real fight. So why should I care? No, like, no, the fight sequences, there were barely any of them, and the CGI was awful. I'm like, Michael Bay's Transformers had better CGI than this one. I'm like, and then this is the director that directed The Bourne Identity with Matt Damon. Those had some fight scenes, and those were cool. This one, no, what, no. Like this, like, and then like this, the couple that didn't have CGI, yeah, they were cool. But to have Dawn, okay, I just beat these guys' ass. I'm sorry if you're watching. I'm gonna be cussing in this one. Sorry, because I'm gonna be quoting part of the movie. But he just beat him up, and he drives him to a hospital. Seriously? Like, no, like in the like again the original, you beat him up. He beat these guys up, and then have to take them to a hospital. Like, there's no point of that. And then that set up the lazy subplot with him and and the nurse slash Doctor L, like Ellie. No, that was so there was so much lack of chemistry. Rachel McAdams and Ryan Gosling had better chemistry in the Notebook than these two have, and then the age differences just made it like, ugh. It was not, it was like, there was no point to it. She's bickering at him for giving them more work, and then, oh, let me sew you up. No, and then again, that whole subplot with him and that one, it just didn't work for me. It felt so much more fluid and part of the story in the original. He was there. She didn't even know who he was, and didn't get out him. He was going for a stab wound, or like, yeah, it's a stab wound. He needed to get staples, and he was just there, and he has to spark conversation. That's how they just kind of hit it off. This one, there was nothing. It was just, oh, it's just a plot mover. That's all that part was. It was just a plot mover. And again, the Knox fights were bad. Like, I just, no, like again, I'll go into the comparisons to the 80 in that one, but it's just, and then, oh, to have him get hit by a car with clearly blatant CGI. Oh, I'm gonna hit you with a car. It's all in the original. You can get hit by a car, and then the fact that we had to take it on a boat, and Brandt, the villain, just the kid, just like kind of like a rich prick. That, oh, the Roadhouse is in my way to build something. So yeah, that's why I wanted it gone. No. This was this no. Okay, so now I'm gonna go into the part. And then they didn't have many one-liners in this, so you're expecting the classic one-liners. All you have is no one ever wins in a fight, which is, I believe, is nobody ever wins in a fight, is the correct line from the original. And Jake Gyllenhaal doesn't deliver it with he's laughing like he's saying it. Like, no, the whole point of why these lines worked in the 80s, again, the 80s version is not the best thing ever, but it worked because that's the time period. That's what it worked. To just have Jake Gyllenhaal smile when he's saying it, no, you're supposed to say it with like a serious tone, and that's what makes it so funny and iconic. Like pain, and then like you don't hear pain don't hurt, which is another absurd line, but that was what worked. That nobody ever wins in a fight. There's no Wade Garrett in this, which was played by the great and immortal Sam Elliott in the original. And like yeah, this one is a rehash, but it wasn't really a rehash. Like no, like and I liked Brad Wesley in the original. He was a better villain because he had control over the town. This kid can't even control anything. He couldn't even control the guy shaving him on a boat, on a high speed boat. And like it was all set in that one specific area, like one area. It doesn't have to go, oh, we have to go in overseas with speedboats. Oh, we got to go over here. It was more streamlined in the original. And that's what I like the original so much. And that's why I hate Hollywood right now for deciding, let's reboot everything. No, let's not reboot everything. Everything doesn't need to be rebooted. Did you not learn your lessons with RoboCop, Total Recall, and now the Crow reboot? Did you seriously not learn your lessons? Because the RoboCop remake was shit. I'm just going to point that out there. That was awful. Total Recall one was good. I liked it, but I liked the original better because it kind of changed but the remake changed up some stuff a little bit, which actually made it entertaining. And this one's right in that line. So the next question I've been getting asked is like, after I do this, which is going to be worse, this one or the Crow? And I can't answer that because I got to watch the Crow. But right now it's a tie because both of these are bad. But going in, like what made the original so good was the iconic lines I just mentioned, as well as the other guy that the Brad Wesley sent in there, Jimmy Reno, and like to fight Dalton. And he was a big foe because he made Dalton really question himself. And he, of course, had one of the iconic lines, and somebody used it in the movie fights, of the greatest use of an F word. I used to fuck guys like you in prison. That worked. That worked for that line. Or there was no throat rip, which when you expected Patrick Swayze to do throat rip. None of that in this one, which would have been cool. I'm like, how is this like R? There was not many violent acts. It was only R for the language. And like in the other one, it was like after like the throat of Brad Wesley, him yelling after he like ripped out like Jimmy's throat and thrown him in the ring, like just yelling, Wesley, fuck you. No. Like, no, this had none of this. If you're doing a rehash, you're gonna have to like do the same thing. This did not work. Nothing worked. And then the age difference too between the two. The actress that played Elle, I believe, was she played Ratcatcher, like Danielle Metcher and Gyllenhaal. 20 years, and I was like, no, this doesn't work. And it worked in the 80s one with Dr. Elizabeth Clay and Dalton. That worked because they looked about the same. Like that just worked. No, this like there was just so much stuff bad about this one. Oh, and they try to set up a sequel. No, like, oh, he's not really dead. I'm like, I don't want to watch a sequel. I don't think anybody else wants to watch a sequel to this. I don't. That's why the original didn't have a sequel, or they tried to. I don't know if Ronda Rousey was in the sequel or whatever. But no, nothing about this movie worked. I mean, and if you liked it, that's fine. That's that. But it absolutely didn't for me, and that's why I love the original. That's why I'm going to go buy the original right now after this review, because I had to get that bad taste out of my mouth that was this reboot. Like, stop rebooting stuff. Just for, we got to reboot for this generation. No, you don't. No, you don't. Leave the stuff alone. Leave these alone. Leave these movies that were fine as is. Leave them alone. Like, yeah, just leave them alone. Like, that's just the point. Leave these remakes alone. Because the Crow reboot looks awful too. And that one, and then a man died creating the original. Luckily, Patrick Swayze didn't die again filming the original Roadhouse, which would have been extra. hatred for this one. But no, I tried to go in like after the trailer and like seeing everybody liking it. I'm like, I'll watch it, but I was not impressed. I didn't like that he had a background. They made Dalton like a well-known character. Like they tried doing some aspects, like one of the girls like that worked, that one of the bartenders tried to do like kind of felt like an Easter egg to the character that was played Lisa Ann in the original, showing up at Dalton's place, giving him coffee and breakfast and all that stuff. No, there was just so many more likable characters in the original than this one. And like again, like when you don't have Wade Garrett and you don't have the guy like an immortal presence like Sam Elliott, who was really young doing that, and him dropping one-liners, I ain't gonna show you my dick. Like that, just to go after one of those guys that right before he starts fighting them. No, the fights just everything about the original is so much superior to this one. And I think, yeah, I mean, again, we had Jake Gyllenhaal and their director come out saying, I really hope Patrick Swayze likes this version. I hope he doesn't. Or let's not keep name dropping all the original characters who have passed, the late great Patrick Swayze. Let's not keep name dropping him. Let's keep him out of your mouth, like, because you don't know what he's going to think, because you took an idea and you rushed an idea that this movie was never supposed to happen. This because the rights were supposed to go back to the original writer of the original Roadhouse. The rights were going to him. Amazon pushed this through without because they knew if we don't make it to the deadline, oh man, we lose. And I hope he wins that lawsuit, because this movie should never have been out. And then, of course, people are going to watch it because, oh, yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal, flashy. Okay? There's been a lot of stuff I watched Jake Gyllenhaal that he's good that's not been a good movie. But again, I don't know. Does Jake Gyllenhaal beat up Patrick Swayze? Yeah, character? Yeah, probably. He'd probably win the first battle, but the next battle, he'd probably get his throat ripped. No, it's just everything about this one. This was bad. And then you had the corrupt cheat, you had a lot of corruption with the police force. The police barely showed up in the original, and they barely showed up in the original. They just showed up at the end, asking what really went on here. And yeah, in that one, you really felt like Brad Wesley's presence, because he owned everything. He owned everything, and he knows he can control you. And then when having the town all band together and to go against Wesley, that has felt like a good, empowering thing. This one, nobody did anything. Everybody else just watched while Dalton, Elwood, did stuff. That was pretty much it. They just let him do it. And then instead of, banding together, and to have him end up as a drifter, what, you're trying to turn him into Jack Reacher? No. That's not the whole point of this. We're not supposed to be setting up sequels, because nobody's going to watch the sequel. And the only people that like this, which is not many. I don't know why this was made. I don't know what led Amazon to think this was a great idea. Everybody keeps saying, it should have been in theaters. No, it wouldn't. Because if it was in theaters, it would bomb significantly. It was probably cost like $200 million, because CGI is not cheap. And there's a lot of CGI used in this one, and it was pointless. The original didn't have to use CGI to use their fight scenes. They didn't have to. They didn't have to resort to that or get lazy. Yeah, no. If I had to rate this, it's definitely this is going to be one of my worst movies of the year. It's simple as that. I haven't created my rating scale for the channel yet, but if I had to think it, if I had to rate it from something to something, it's on the low end of the spectrum, and I think you call this entertainment. I think that's going to be my lowest rating. You call this entertainment ? Or exclamation point, because this is not entertainment. If you want fun, go watch the original, or go watch The Beekeeper, or go watch something else, because this is not fun. This is not entertainment. This is kind of like a spin in the face of the original, and yeah, it's that. I mean, I can't really say anything else about this, because I pretty much summed it up. It's not fun. I tried to be nice, but this was giving me this was not an option to be nice. It just wasn't. It was just yeah. So I'm sorry. This is not entertainment. So if I had to do that out of like scale of 5, it's at a very tinkering on the edge of a 1 out of 5, or even a half, like not even 1.5 out of 5. This is not fun, and yeah, I did not like this at all, and I think they need to stop doing these reboots, or someone needs to slap him in the face for telling him this is a great idea, boss. Let's reboot everything. No, and if you touch the Matrix, I'm going off. So don't touch the Matrix. So anyway, yeah, I did not like this at all. Simple as that. This is not entertainment. 1 out, like, yeah, yeah, it's not. This is not entertainment. This was not fun. This was not a time to be nice. I cannot recommend this one. If you liked it and you want to watch it, sure, go ahead. Yeah, that's great. That's the whole point. I didn't like it, but everybody else might like it, and that's okay. I'm not gonna persuade you to see something or not. But yeah, but that's fine. This didn't work for me, but if it worked for you, that's fine. Drop it in the comment section below. And it like, did you like this movie? Did you prefer the original? Yeah, let us know in the comment section below. But yeah, that's my review. It's not that I did not like this at all. But so anyway, make sure you click that like and subscribe button. The more people like and subscribe to our content, that means we can, like, A, you like our stuff, and then B, we can do more stuff for you. So the more people like and subscribe really helps us out here at the Entertainment Enthusiast. And to help you out, make sure you click that notification bell at the bottom right corner of your screen. That lets you know, hey, we got a review out, or we got new trailer reactions, which I just did a bunch of trailer reactions yesterday for some fun stuff. Like, if you want fun, go watch Unfrosted. Watch the Unfrosted trailer. This looks absolutely ridiculous in a fun way. But anyway, yeah, so that was just one of the very stuff we have here on the channel, as well as also follow us on our Twitch page at the Entertainment Enthusiast. This is where we do a lot of our live streams for our game content. So anytime we were live streaming any gaming, all that stuff, you'll find us out on Twitch. I upload the videos after our stream to YouTube, so they're on both sections. But if you want to see us live and live chat and all that good stuff, follow us on Twitch. But again, make sure you click that like and subscribe button, as well as clicking that notification bell at the bottom right corner of your screen. And before I leave, I ask you a quick question. Have you been entertained? Well, I know I wasn't for this review, but if you're not entertained, tune in next time.